Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Saratoga Racecourse here on Sunday. It is the 30th of July, 2023. Gonna look at the ninth race from the spa. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Check out my Deauville preview for today and for the next few weeks. Deauville in August, well, it's late July now, but Deauville for the next 4 weeks or so is kind of like Saratoga in the summer. It's the best of the best coming all from France, coming to Deauville, and you're going to see some good stakes action throughout the next few weeks from Deauville, especially on the Sundays when they have the Group 1 racing. So just in general, check out my Deauville previews when I upload them this next month, because it's going to be good races. Today's race, Pre-Rothschild's a very good mile race for the fillies, and it wouldn't surprise me if some of those horses end up in the some of the big races in Europe towards the end of the season, and also maybe even our Breeders' Cup races, so watch out for that. But coming back here stateside now, Saratoga, a lot of rain Saturday afternoon into Saturday night. I believe the forecast also said some rain early Sunday morning. So I just I would look at all the races on today's card if it wasn't raining. But with the rain, I don't want to do all that work with all these and then have to re-handicap them for MTOs. I do think they'll probably run this turf race, the stakes race on the turf, but the other races look like they're going to be decimated by scratches and taken off the turf. But we're going to look at this featured ninth race here for you two from Saratoga. It's a good one. It is the Bowling Green Stakes. It's a grade 2 event going for a $250,000 purse, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 11 horses entered. The 11th horse is an AE, so 10 will go to the inner turf course. The distance of ground here of 2,200 meters, if you want to go by that, or the distance of ground of 1.375 on the Saratoga inner turf course. 2,200 meters, 1.375. Portable rails are up at 18 feet, so just keep that in mind. My top selection, I'm going to go with the number 3 horse here, Never Explain. I'm going to go 3597 in the superfecta. 3597 super. Top selection 3 horse, Never Explain. This 5-year-old horse by Street Sense. Shug McGahee trains. Luis Saez gets to mount. The horse's most recent appearance came 17th of June at Monmouth, a mile and eighth in the grade 3 Monmouth Stakes, and he finished second by a half a length that day. He stalked, he had the lead, he got overtaken by Catnip late, but this horse, he showed potential that day. I didn't think it was a half bad race, stepping up against some decent quality horses. Coming here to a 1.375, it's a little bit longer trip, could sit closer on a wet turf course, which I think is going to be ideal today. I think he could really get away with it and run a good one. Two back ran the grade 3 dinner party stakes at Pimlico, mile and eighth on the 20th of May. Off the bench, he won by a half a length that day, and he had a dream trip. When he got to the front end, he quickened up nicely, and he got the job done. Flavien Prat was absolutely terrific at Pimlico this spring, and I think that was his best ride, closing up from nowhere. Keep in mind, third place finisher was the next star winner, Emmanuel. And prior to that, he ran the 1st of March at Tampa, mile 16th in option 100, and he won by a half a length that day. And again, he didn't break so well, but he recovered after that. He slowly got into stride, and he took off clear with a 94 buyer. And then the 18th of January at Tampa, going a mile and eighth in option 32, he won by 2 3/4 lengths that day. And again, he got to the front end a little bit quicker than normally, but again, he took off clear. I like that Shug's been taking his time with this horse, getting him to the better races, and he's definitely been on the improve as coming from the end of 2021 to 2022 to this year, finally facing stakes quality horses, coming to the longer trip for the first time. I think he's a logical chance of winning. I think the 5-horse Soldier Rising for Christophe Clement, Jose Ortiz also has a live chance of winning. Most recently in the Manhattan at Belmont, going a mile and a quarter on the 10th of June, the horse finished second by 2 3/4 lengths. We have him up to the mark, put on a show. This horse closed up from nowhere against some slow fractions, but he ran his heart out that day. Prior then to the Man of War, when they were walking Red Knight on the front end, this horse finished second by 1 1/4 lengths, where he just needed something more. But off the bench, he ran decently, and then throughout the Red Smith, he saw a very weird aqueduct turf course at the end of the season last year, which I just don't think he liked there. Before then, the Turf Classic, it was on a bog, basically. He just wasn't getting going. He had a decent third in last year's Sword Dancer, and then going a mile 3/16 last July, nearly to the day, in an optional 80, he won by a head, closing up from nowhere. Another horse, they take in their time getting this horse to the races. I think he should like the longer trip. If he could sit closer on this turf course, I think he goes up a lot. Also at 4-1, he could win. And even the 9 horse Rebels Romance, your Breeders' Cup Turf winner from last year, he ran disappointingly in the Shihima Classic, but he probably need the race there. Since then, he's been training in Europe and here at Saratoga quite nicely. He has hidden form that could definitely win against these horses. I'll give him a shot on the ticket, but I do think his better races come on fast ground. He's not going to see it today, though. But to recap my selections for the 9th from Saratoga, it's the Grade 2 Bowling Green. Going to take the 3-horse Never Explained as the top selection. Give kudos to the 5-horse Soldier Rising and the 9-horse Rebels Romance. 3597 Super, 359 in your multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.